day, students. The topic for today is temperature and its measurement, part 1. Temperature and its measurement, part 1. And the lesson objectives for today's class is, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to, 1, state the instrument used for measuring the temperature of a body. Then second one, use a variation of physical properties to measure the temperature of a body. Then the third one is to distinguish between heat and temperature, and between temperature points and temperature intervals. You should be able to differentiate between these two things. Now, the first thing is, look at the... Now, what's the instrument used in measuring the temperature of a body? You know, in those days, when somebody maybe was sick those days, then you have to use your hand to check the temperature of the person, whether it's hot or it's cold. Then you have to know that, okay, maybe this person needs medicine or not. But today, we can use thermometer to judge the temperature of a body. If you check a body's temperature with thermometer, it is still reliable compared with using your sense of touch. That is, checking with your hand whether it's hot or whether it is cold. So it means the instrument used in measuring temperature of a body is thermometer. Thermometer is the instrument used in measuring the temperature of a body. And what is the temperature? What is temperature? What does it actually mean? Temperature is actually the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. So if a body is too cold, then you can talk about its temperature. If it's also too hot, you can talk about its temperature. If it's too hot, it means it has high temperature. If it's too cold, it means it has very low temperature. So, but there are some physical properties you used because we have different types of thermometers. We have different types of thermometers. We have liquid in glass thermometers. Liquid in glass thermometers. Liquid in glass thermometers. We also have gas thermometers. We have Thermocouple. We also have bimetallic. So we have, like liquid in glass thermometer, we have liquid that will put inside it, and that is the change in volume of that liquid temperature. That is the physical property that you use to know the temperature reading from that thermometer. And liquid in glass thermometer, the thermometric substance there could either be mercury or alcohol. Then for gas thermometers, the property you actually make use of is the change in the pressure of that gas with temperature at constant volume. Then we have thermocouple also, which is also determined by the change in the electric potential of the two junctions, the two metals that you put together. Then we have the bimetallic thermometer, which is what you actually use for that one is a different expansion of the metals that you put together. And that is what I put them here. You have the volume, you have change in the gas pressure, we have change in electrical resistance, we have resistance thermometer also. Then we have change in electrical potential difference and the expansion of material. So, then explanation of heat and temperature. You know, if you ask someone who is not a physics student that what's the difference between heat and temperature, he can tell you that maybe heat and temperature are the same, but actually heat is different from temperature in so many ways. Now, when you talk about heat, what does the word heat, what does it mean in physics, and what does the word temperature mean in physics? I think I've told you what temperature means. That is the degree of the hotness or coldness of a body, and it is measured by thermometer. That is temperature for you. Now, then the heat. What is heat? Let me just make a simple analogy for you. Now, if you have maybe a container, let's say container A, that is at, let's say we have liquid inside the container. Let's say this container, you measure the temperature of this container with thermometer, and it is at 50 degrees Celsius. Now, you have another container, which is B, and you have maybe liquid also at a different temperature, let's say at 80 degrees Celsius. Of course, between these two bodies, you expect transfer of heat, and the heat will be transferred from the point of higher temperature to the lower temperature. At a point, the two bodies will have the same temperature. At that point, there will be no transfer of heat again between the two bodies, and at that point, we call it thermal equilibrium. That is thermal equilibrium. So, and that is what heat means. So, what is heat now? Heat is actually the and the energy transfer, the form of energy transfer between two bodies from higher temperature to the lower temperature, and that is the heat. Heat is a form of energy. Then temperature, I've told you that one before. Then let's look at the last thing for today, explanation of temperature points and temperature intervals. Now, when you talk about temperature points and temperature intervals, I need to tell you at this point that temperature can be measured in different units, which is degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, then we have Kelvin, and the three of them have their own scales. Now, for this temperature point, we have what we call upper fixed point. We have upper fixed point, and we have the lower fixed point and lower fixed points. So what we call upper fixed point is actually the temperature of steam at standard atmospheric pressure, which is 760 millimeter mercury. Then what we term as lower fixed point is the temperature of the pure melting ice at at standard atmospheric pressure also, which is 760 millimeter mercury. And this temperature interval is actually the difference between the upper fixed point and lower fixed point. In the next class, we are going to be looking at the fundamental intervals between in a Kelvin scale and on a Fahrenheit scale, degree Fahrenheit scale, and on degree Celsius scale, because they have different fundamental intervals. Thank you for listening to this video. Next, in the Go Classroom, we are going to be doing more of this. Thank you.